Good morning, I'm Shawn Yao and this is One News Now. At least 112 areas across the country have been put under granular lockdown by local government units. The Interior Department says more than half of these areas are in the Cordillera region. Cebu City, which is now under the supervision of Environment Secretary Roy Cimatu, has 19 areas under localized lockdown. 18 areas in Metro Manila are also under granular lockdown, while Cagayan de Oro has 5. Cavite, Leyte, and Quezon Province each have one area under localized lockdown. And these areas are a mix of streets, puroks, sitio, and barangays. And with more workers forced to bike to work, the government reminds them safety first. However, the cost of safety gear may be a little too much for low-income earners. And because of this, the MMDA is partnering with private sector to help bikers dealing with the new normal. News 5's Greg Gregorio is joining us live from Edsa in Quezon City. Greg, how are our bikers today?
Shawn, more than 100 bikers along Edsa have been given free safety helmets today by the MMDA and its partner organization. Early this morning, bikers along Edsa who are not wearing safety helmets were stopped by the MMDA and asked to move aside for a while. MMDA Edsa Traffic Czar Bong Nebriha reminded them how important it is to wear safety equipment when biking, most especially along Edsa. But many of these bikers who are construction workers, security guards, and promodizer explained that they couldn't afford to buy safety helmets. Nebriha says the MMDA understands their dilemma. Thus, they are just stopping them for a while to educate them. It is also a big help that a group called Batch 8 Brotherhood Incorporated partnered with them today in giving out free helmets. Batch 8 Brotherhood Incorporated is a group of volunteer firefighters from various areas, including Manila. According to the group, public safety is among their advocacy, most especially during these days when more commuters have resorted to biking as a means of transportation to work or to other destinations.
Because sa pandemic natin, they bought a bike and that's it. They bike to work kasi wala silang masakyan. A good helmet will cost you mga 400, right? And that is their day's wage already.
Shawn, the MMDA highlights that wearing safety equipment when biking is one thing, but the motorists' awareness about sharing Edsa with bikers is another. Thus, they appeal to every road user in Edsa to respect the temporary bike lane as we develop a safe biking culture prior to the establishment of a permanent bike lane as well as guidelines along Edsa. Shawn?
All right, Greg, just a quick reminder again, what exactly is allowed on Edsa? Are you finally allowed to bike on Edsa? Because previously, the MMDA was saying you have to stick to the bike lane, which, as we know, is shared with the actual sidewalk for pedestrians. So where can bikers bike now along Edsa?
Yes, Shawn, prior to COVID-19 pandemic, the bikers along Edsa are allowed to utilize the sidewalk where they can bike to their destination. But when the number of bikers increased during the lockdown and while the transportation, public transportation, is still limited, the MMDA has set up a temporary bike lane. If you see this white line right beside me, that is the bike lane that bikers can utilize. However, the MMDA is just reminding everyone to, or every biker that as you bike, please wear safety equipment because that is still important for your own safety. And they're also reminding the private vehicles to not use this bike lane as it is identified or allotted for bikers who will use this lane for going to work. Shawn?
All right, the white lane on Edsa is a bike lane. Thank you very much for that update. Greg Gregorio of News 5 joining us live from Edsa QC. And here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. Malacañang says another Bayanihan law may have to be enacted in order to sustain government efforts against COVID-19. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says President Duterte will likely call for a meeting to determine if there is a need for a special session of Congress to pass a new measure such as a stimulus package. More than 500,000 Filipinos in aviation and supporting industries could lose their jobs because of the pandemic. Meanwhile, airline revenues for the Philippine market is now seen decreasing by $4.5 billion this year, as passenger demand is expected to fall by 49%. And schools will again have classes on good manners and right conduct, or GMRC, as the President signed into law the GMRC and Values Education Act. The law institutionalizes a subject in the K-12 curriculum, replacing the current Edukasyon para sa Pagpapakatao. For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You may also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao, and we are One News.